I was watching your interview, I guess it was it aired yesterday, or perhaps today, with Dominic Williams from Dfinity, Cloud 3.0. I found this absolutely fascinating. For people who don't know, this is about running code in a stable, safe environment, like in the wake of the SolarWinds attack. The idea that basically we can use some of the distributed, decentralized architectures to create an entirely new cloud, an entirely new internet. Really fascinating conversation, and a brilliant guy.
Yeah, I still don't understand any of it. Actually, to be truthful, Dominic's a really bad describer of it, because he's a techie, he's a developer, and it's really hard for somebody like me, who's a very superficial knowledge guy, trying to figure out. It sounds amazing, but everything sounds amazing, so I can't tell. And that's a feature of this space is. You really need to know your stuff. It's hard. So, that token fell 90-odd% because there was a lot of VCs involved in this, and they made thousands of percent returns, and they're all taking their profits. And so the token falls, everyone then goes, it's a scam, and the usual negative narrative. The reality is we won't know until we start to see network effects. Do developers build on it? Do people want to invest in it? Does it create solutions that people understand? And that's true of all of these things, whether it's Polkadot or Cardano or Hex or, you name it, we don't know. We don't know. These are big ideas. They're all big ideas. Which one works? Which one gets traction? We're going to have to find out. And that's half the fun of this space. Everybody can play the VC.
Yeah, this is the token is, I think, called ICP, and it obviously got whacked in May.
Yeah, the internet computer. Even that name is kind of a statement of intent.
Yeah, very well said. But it is and this is what's so much fun, I think, about what we get to do at Real Vision, is try and understand the big ideas and then understand them in the context of differing time horizons as investments, understanding that there's obviously a tremendous amount of risk in some of these radical ideas that really are upending some of the basic information architecture that we have in the world today.
Yeah, and we also don't know. You can't tell the network adoption effects of most of these things in a 1-year period in a crypto bull market. You're actually going to take time. So really what you're doing first is getting your feet wet, understanding some of this stuff, maybe having some small bets here and there, as I've said. You build a basket of stuff, you watch how it trades, you get interested, and maybe by the time the next cycle comes along, you go, yeah, you know what? This is the bet for me. Right. This is the one I think is going to really work. And here's my thesis why. But, with all of this right now, it's still guesswork.
Right.
And that's okay. So it's risky. And it's like VC bets. So you have to size things accordingly. Very different to Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are proven network effects at scale. And that doesn't look like it's slowing down. So in which case, you've kind of got the validation for the time being that should continue to play out. The others are all part of the risk curve. So they just go up more when Bitcoin and Ethereum go up and go down a lot more when they go down. And that's okay. Junk bonds work the same, used to work the same way. That's all changed. Emerging markets work the same way, and frontier markets. Markets always work like that. That's what risk curves are all about.
Yeah, to me, what was so fascinating about Dfinity was the concept and the technology. Forget about the investment for the moment. Forget about the return. Just understanding the idea that the potential exists to build a world computer like Ethereum, but in a different way that potentially creates a secure space for code execution where the data and the code that's being run can be isolated and segregated. Think about what the potential value of something like that could be, whether it's version 0.1, whether it's version 1.0 or version 2.0. These are technologies, these are ideas that are coming.
Yeah, this project is clearly the biggest in ambition of any project in the space. Because it's basically saying, here's an entirely new architecture for the internet that is driven by cryptography and is scalable beyond anything that exists currently today, is faster than all of the other blockchains added together in terms of number of processes, number of blocks it can produce. It is of a different order of magnitude. People are pretty cynical about it. But let's see, because if this is the scope of the breakthrough, and the investors in this are some serious investors.
A16Z, Polychain Capital.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Do your homework. And that's what I'm doing with this. I mean, I'm still, I talked to Dominic. I still don't really understand it. All I know is it's big and it's complicated. And if he can't explain it very well, it's going to take a while to get adoption. That's okay. I'm not there to punt the token. I don't even own it. But I'm there to learn this because it's going to give me a better understanding of this whole space if I do.
As I'm watching the comments in the YouTube window scroll by, too fast for me to see the name, but someone just wrote, I always think of ICP as Insane Clown Posse.
I've seen that as well.